All right, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's going on, everybody? This is Twin Flames Unite, and we are at it again. And if you don't know by now, I'm Chris.
And I'm Alicia. What up?
Hopefully, y'all are enjoying yourselves. Made it through another full moon. We got what is this? We're in the fifth. So what? We got 6 more to go.
6 more to go in this
6 more full
Gregorian
moons.
calendar.
Yes. What's going on, everybody? As you check in, just go ahead and make sure that you give us that thumbs up. Hit that subscribe and let YouTube know that the information that we're sharing is worth it, and much, much more. All right? Now, today's topic is actually courtesy of one of our subscribers who put this question in the chat on our last live. And so we're going to be diving deeper into that today, which is, how do you set healthy boundaries? Okay, so we're going to go into that today. And let me just double check some things real quick. Give us a second.
Yeah, so if you're someone who is really nice, because you know that word nice, you probably will be one of those individuals who might need some assistance in setting some healthy boundaries. Because if everyone is telling you, "Oh, you're so nice," "Oh, you're so nice," that could be an indication that your boundaries are kind of, you might need to take a look at your boundaries. If you feel drained, if you feel like you're doing a lot of giving, but you're not really, your life doesn't seem balanced in the same sense as to the amount you're giving off is, the amount that you're receiving to kind of balance you out. You might want to take a look at these tips to see about healthy boundaries and how to set them so that you don't end up feeling drained and unappreciated and kind of set up yourself for bad appointments, which is what we call disappointments. So this meaning bad and appointments, so bad appointments, okay? Disappointments.
Don't need those.
You don't want that because what happens is when you don't have healthy boundaries, you tend to just give. And because you're giving so much, oftentimes you have these expectations, right? And so we already know that expectation is actually it's a road.
Yeah.
So you're traveling this road of expectations to your bad appointments, which is the disappointment. So we're going to get into this a little bit today.
Yes.
So that you can see how you can set some healthy boundaries. And that way you don't feel so drained and used, because in today's world, we're supposed to be loving people and using things. But oftentimes we find ourselves loving things and using people. All right?
That's how it goes sometimes. But before we get into it, just a little heads up. If we go through these little steps here and you're still finding a little bit of difficulties as far as setting those boundaries, we do recommend that you book a session with us. That way we can talk with you one-on-one and we can help you in setting some healthy boundaries. All right? Website's below. But yeah, so let's get into it, because we got a lot to cover. All right. So setting healthy boundaries. Now, one thing to definitely point out here on this picture, if you're paying attention, right, is that on this picture, yes, these men are building a wall, but it's not a wall to keep people out. Okay. This wall is built to allow certain things to go in and out, certain areas. It's keeping healthy boundaries. I'm pretty sure some of these are going to be some windows where people can look in, and then you got a door so people know exactly where they can go in and where they can go out. So that's the type of boundaries that we're looking to help set up for you as well.
Right. Not the wall that, POTUS wanted to build. We're not trying to get you to pull up those walls, because when you put out those walls, there is a pros and the cons. When you just set those walls up, nothing can come in, not even oxygen. That's not the type of boundaries we're talking about. Okay?
No, we're not talking about those type of boundaries.
Right.
All right. So now our objective in here, which you've already stated just a moment ago, is to provide you with some practical steps to set up healthy boundaries and avoid situations and people who do not serve your greatest and highest good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? That is going to be our main objective. Now, the first things first is that you have to know your limits. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
You have to know your limits. And you need to identify your physical, emotional, and mental and spiritual limits. I almost went all over the whole thing. All right. So that's where the first things first come in when it comes to setting boundaries. Hold on. I got some things. Okay. Let me make sure this is back up. Hold on a second, y'all. It's just all over the place.
Don't do like don't do like Mr. Samuels now.
End up pulling up the wrong
End up
thing.
showing the wrong camera. To give people some surprises. We ain't got no surprises anyhow.
No, not around here. All right. So, yes. Okay. So here we go. I'm just making sure I got everything set up so we can actually see this. There we go. Okay. So yeah. So when it comes up, the first thing that you want to do as far as setting healthy boundaries is making sure that you know your limits. Okay. You want to be able to consider what you can tolerate and what you can accept, and what makes you feel uncomfortable and what makes you feel stressed out.
Right. And you have to be honest about your feelings too, because oftentimes we find ourselves in these what we would perceive to be, compromising situations where we feel like, if I don't say that this hurt, then somebody might not like me. Okay. Or if I say that I don't want to do this, they might not be my friend anymore. They might want to leave this relationship. They're doing you a favor. Okay? They're doing you a big favor. If you're being honest about how you're feeling and what you're experiencing, and then the other person leaves, this is a good thing. Hello, Goddess 999. Welcome. Thank you for joining in. For those of you who are just joining in, we're going over boundaries, how to set healthy boundaries. And to be honest with you, we all need to have healthy boundaries. All right. One of our subscribers, they say, hey, could you talk about boundary setting? So
there you go.
Here we go. All right.
So yeah, the first things first is that you have to know your limits. Okay. You have to know your limits. And then secondly, what's the second thing, sweetheart?
Man, listen, tune into your emotions, okay? Don't be, especially for the guys, society wants you to feel like, oh, you're not supposed to cry, you're not supposed to feel, you're not supposed, all this stuff that you're not supposed to do, which is crazy. Those are programs outdated, and doesn't really serve us. So tune into your emotions. Your emotions are simply energy that is in motion within your body. It's moving. All right. And it will tell you where you at currently for your emotions. Your emotions are not meant to have you out here looking crazy in these cyber streets.
No.
Okay.
No.
They're actually, it's a tool and it helps you to realize where you're at energetically, right? So if we use emotions like how we're supposed to, it can really help us shift some stuff.
Yes.
So you want to tune into your emotions. Just take a pause and really feel your body. Feel it. Just take deep breaths. Release and feel your body. Feel your fingers, feel your toes, feel your heart. Feel everything, because one thing that, sometimes you might forget about emotions, emotions are not like food, right? So when we eat, our body knows, hey, this is food. It's the digestion process starts in your mouth. The saliva gets going, goes down here into the stomach. Some more digestion takes place. So it knows how to get rid of food for the most part, right? I'm talking about those GMO stuff. So with emotions, our body don't have the same processing system. Okay, so oftentimes these emotions, they get trapped in our body, and it causes all kinds of havoc.
Mm-hmm.
So it's best to really tune in to the emotions so they're not really doing whatever they want to do in the body, causing dis-ease, and also having us looking crazy in these cyber streets and in these real streets.
Right.
So tune into your emotions. Feel them. Allow yourself to feel the emotion.
Yes.
Don't numb yourself to the emotion.
Now, there are two distinct emotions that you really want to pay attention to when they come up, which is one of discomfort and one of resentment. Okay? Because any type of discomfort or resentment is probably an indication that the first thing that we just went over is just knowing your limits were crossed, and a boundary has been crossed as well. So you want to be able to sit back and analyze and figure out, okay, where did this come from, and exactly why do I feel this discomfort? Why do I feel this resentment? Okay, so tune into your emotions, because your emotions are like a map. They will show you exactly where you are and give you an indication on where you need to go.
Right. And what we should have probably mentioned first before we even started the healthy boundaries, in order for this to work, you have to be a watcher of self. Okay.
That's gonna be in there.
Oh, it's gonna be in there. But it
should be first.
Yeah. You have to have that skill set. Otherwise it's gonna go out the window.
Right.
All right.
Right. All right. So on to the next one, which is be direct. Okay. This is going to help you out tremendously. This is why some people get messed up, is that because they're not actually direct in what they're saying.
Right.
Okay. You want to get that one?
Yeah. So consider the following example. One person feels that challenging someone's opinion is a healthy way of communicating. Okay. But to the other person, this feels disrespectful, intense. Right? You see how that could be kind of conflicting. And sorry, I'm just going to shift the camera just a little bit. Go. All right.
What did I do? Okay. Let's go back.
All right. Sorry about that. All right. So there are other times you might need to be direct, right? For instance, like let's say in a romantic relationship, time can become a boundary issue, right? Partners might need to talk about how much time they need to maintain their sense of self and how much time to spend together. So this is just about setting your boundaries and things of that nature, right?
Yes. So definitely be direct. Make sure that you are communicating effectively. Okay.
Also efficiently.
Now, the next thing in setting the boundary is giving yourself permission.
That's a big one.
Yeah, because this is one that a lot of people feel like if they hold on, let me back out for a second. Sometimes when it comes to setting boundaries, people feel like if they set boundaries, then they're being selfish, or they're being it's so many things to it. But on the slide here, it's actually stating that there's a lot of fear, guilt, self-doubt, or big potential for pitfalls when you don't give yourself permission. Okay. Because see, we might have the fear of others' responses. That's where a lot of this comes from, right? So we're afraid of how people are going to respond. I think you mentioned that just
how
a
they're going
moment
to
ago.
view us. They might leave our lives. We might not have any friends anymore.
Yeah, so you might feel guilty just for speaking up. And that's
Victory of Love got a good question. He said, "How do you be direct without being rude? Just do it. Just do it. It's just being rude is when you think of rude, right? It's the intention behind it. Okay, so we can't always hold ourselves responsible for other people's perception and distorted way of receiving, information, like how we feel. We can only come from a place of authenticity. So as long as you are communicating, from a place of authenticity, then it's not our responsibility, fix someone else's perception
No.
of where we're coming from. That's
I'm
just
sorry.
that's too much.
That's too much. I gotta fix my site.
Right.
I gotta fix your site too.
Come on now. And if that's the case, if you have to walk on eggshells just to merely communicate how you're feeling and where you're coming from with that individual, it might be, hey, we all have free will, but walking on eggshells with someone, it's not a good feeling.
No.
It doesn't come from a place of wholeness. So you have to know, what type of energies that you're willing to be around.
Yep.
Okay. So as long as you're coming from a true place, a place of, pure intent, you don't have to worry about being rude, because rude comes with a certain intention.
Yep.
How somebody perceive what you're saying in an authentic place, that has nothing to do with you.
Ain't got nothing to do with the price of rice in China. All right. So yeah, but you definitely want to, but definitely still give yourself permission to set these healthy boundaries, and don't feel bad for setting these boundaries. If anything, people are going to respect you more because you set boundaries for yourself.
Exactly. And I always say, how you treat yourself is an example. You're showing people how to treat you by the way that you treat yourself and what you accept.
Yep.
So if you're a pushover, they're gonna be like, "Well, this person don't even have any respect for themselves. Let me just come in their house with my shoes on. I got some mud. I'm gonna just wipe my foot right here in the corner. I'm gonna just throw my shoes down."
They'll do it too.
They'll do it if you let them. But if someone is coming into your house, and they already see that you have your shoes on the side, they already see that you're in the house. You're not wearing your shoes. No one in the house is wearing shoes. They're gonna automatically know what to do, right? And if they don't, then you'll be like, whoa, hold up. We take our shoes off here.
Yeah.
Okay. So if they want to come in, they're gonna have to take their shoes off.
Yeah.
Right. So it's the same thing.
Yeah. At case in point, at our last place, even now, but we don't go too much anywhere because of everything that's been going on. But we're about to get back out, so y'all stay tuned for these photos and these videos for us on road trip. But anyway, even at our old house, right, we had a spot right in front of the door where everybody took their shoes off, and so when people came in the door, they already saw all of these shoes just lined up, like, oh, so I can't walk in your house with shoes, and they just automatically take their shoes off. They don't even ask, most of the time. So
you set the tone early, and you see the boundary setting where we mess up a lot of the times is we wait until we're feeling upset, we're feeling drained, we're feeling confused, we're feeling hurt. Then we want to come set some boundaries. No. They're gonna be looking at you crazy, like, hold up, we've been doing this for 2 years now. You want to complain?
Yeah.
About some boundary setting?
That would be like us going in the store and not wearing the muzzle, and then after we come in and like, oh, why you don't have your muzzle on? It's like, I ain't been wearing my muzzle for these whole years. I've been coming in the store, so
what you
gonna switch it up on me now?
Right. So you see, we never, like, here where we live in Alabama, we never partake or partook in that type of debauchery. So whenever we go shopping, they just look at us and look away. They don't even, because they already know what we do.
Already set the precedent.
We set the precedent in the beginning. So they just leave us and we do what we want to do.
Yep,
right? As we should in a free place. But that's for boundary setting. You do it in the beginning. You do it early. As soon as you see it, you nip it in the butt.
Yep. Now, this is the one that we should have put in the beginning. But, hey, it's neither here nor there.
Yes.
But you want to practice self-awareness.
Yes. This is important. This is what should have went first. Because if you are not a watcher of self, none of this would work. Because you will be like if you're not a watcher of self, you're literally going to be a ball, like, and then the stick, pool, you guys play pool. So you'll be the ball, and the other people and the emotions will be the stick. And whenever they come in, they just trigger. They just continue to trigger and they push you around like a little pinball. So you really have to practice being a watcher of yourself. You have to be aware of your emotions. You have to be aware of where you're at, literally. So that you can catch it quickly.
And Victory Love, no, that was Liz. No, Liz, no, we don't get in trouble.
Nah.
No, never have, never will.
We walk in love.
Yes, at all times. All right. So yeah, but like I said, that should have been the first one as far as being aware of yourself, because this is something that we talk about a lot with the kids, for example, because they know that there's certain things that they're supposed to do and the way they're supposed to do things, right? But they get so caught up in the moment, like, oh, it's so exciting. We got to do this, we got to do that. And they just go through and they're not aware of anything that is going on in the situation.
Nope.
So, in a sense, yes, we still have to keep that mindset of a child, but we live in a crazy world. So,
right, but you don't have to be crazy in this crazy world, right? Just be the watcher of yourself. Be in a certain state of awareness. Be conscious of your actions. Be conscious of your emotions. And also be conscious of the people around you and how they're responding and reacting to you. All right? Set yourself up for success.
Yep. Now, here's one other thing to definitely consider when you're setting up healthy boundaries, which is consider your past and your present. Now, what do you mean? What do you mean, y'all? What do you mean? Well, I'm asking you, how has your past influenced your present moment?
Speak to that.
Okay. Now, when you were raised along with the role of family to become, they teach you certain things. You grew up. Especially if let me bring it back. If you grew up in a household where your family and everything, they had issues with money, and you tell your mama, I want to go to McDonald's, and they ask you if you got McDonald's money, something like that in the past can influence you on how you are in the present moment.
Right.
Or let's just bring it back up to a little bit of a serious tip. If you constantly got cheated on by an individual, okay, how does that affect you in your present moment when you're dealing with somebody new who you've never met before? Okay, you want to keep that in mind when you're setting up your healthy boundaries, because in the beginning, if you had set those healthy boundaries up for those people who cheated on you in the beginning, you probably may not have a list of how many people have cheated on you if you had that boundary set up in the beginning. Right. So it's kind of like going back and saying like, oh, let me set these boundaries now, but based off of such and such. But that's not the case. So we have to be able to step back sometimes and look at what happened in the past and what has influenced your belief systems in this present moment.
Exactly. And that's not saying that to have Peter pay for Paul and Paul pay for all at all. It's just a reflection. Like, go back and reflect to see, why didn't I set these healthy boundaries to begin with? And again, don't hold on to these things and be like, oh, what's his name used to look at his phone. You're looking at your phone. No, not like that, right? Not like that. So you just want to see why. Why am I allowing people to disrespect me? Is it because I really don't love myself? Because when I was younger, I was told that I'm not good enough. See, you want to really travel back in time to see, where those belief systems stem from and how you can go back and do some rewiring so that in the present moment now, you're able to really set those healthy boundaries.
Yep. Now, this one right here is definitely one that everybody should do at all times, which is put yourself first.
You have to. You have to. Don't listen to the people who are telling you, "Oh, you're selfish. That's selfish." Tell them, "No, I am self-full."
Yes, because when you're taking care of yourself, you're recognizing the importance of your feelings and you are honoring. This is, you know what? This is when you, well, not you, but you know, when individuals, they go out and they look for love because they feel like there's something that's missing and they're looking for it from somebody else. But in this particular situation, when you put yourself first, when you take care of yourself and you love yourself, then there's nothing that you really need to search for outside because you already got everything you need. Okay? And you know, I heard this beautiful, I wouldn't say so much it was a quote, but it's kind of a saying. Actually, it was a little story. And hopefully this may be for somebody. I don't know who it is. But this old man was on his dying bed. And he called his wife over because he knew that the time was about to come and he was about to go on to glory. And he said, I want to tell you something before I lose any more of my energy. And he said that every morning when you get out of bed, right when you take your head off the pillow, you already have everything that you need to be successful. Okay? So just know that because you already have everything that you need, then it would behoove you.
Oh boy, here we go with that behoove.
That's one of my favorite words, y'all. It would behoove you to take care of yourself first. Because if you have all of the information that you need, then you're going to do everything that you can to preserve that. Okay? That's like having a MacBook or something like that, right? Versus like a Google Chromebook. Like, you got all of that information in there. That may not be a good analogy, but you see what I'm trying to get at here, is that you want to take care of that stuff.
Right. You want to put yourself first because you cannot pour from an empty cup. You know, you have to pour into yourself because we always say that you cannot give to someone something that you don't possess. If you come to me and you be like, Alicia, listen, I need $20. If I got $2, how the hell am I gonna give you 20? Same with love. Same with respect. Same with accountability. So self-accountability, self-love, self-respect. You know, all these things we have to first have before we can give it to someone else. It is really, really that simple. So if you're noticing that people around you are probably being disrespectful, if you notice that people around you are rude, if you feel like, you know, oh my God, I'm always giving, these are signs, okay, to tell you that you need to do some deep diving into, you know, your boundary setting.
Yes.
You have to start looking at, hey, you know, because when you can blame everybody. I mean, it's, hey,
that's an option.
You do that. It's his fault. It's her fault. You know, look what they made me do. Look how they came into my life. Look where I'm at right now.
That table hit my big toe.
Right. Look at that stupid table that hit my big toe. The table can't even move. But at some point in our lives, at some point, it's better sooner than later, right? We really do have to sit back and do some reevaluation to take our power back and stop playing the blame game and really start having self-accountability for where my boundaries at.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. So do that. And just to drive it home one more time, put yourself first.
Don't be afraid.
Okay? Don't be guilty about it. Don't feel ashamed about it. Don't feel any low vibrational energy about putting yourself first, because you are doing yourself a huge, huge advantage.
Yep. The only thing to fear is fear itself. That's the real V word.
No, right? And when you just reach the end of the road and you don't know which way to go, ask for help.
Yeah.
Ask for help. If you're having a hard time with figuring out these boundaries, ask for help. And of course, we're here. If you need that help, we will be super, super honored to help you out in discovering the ways to go through and really set up those healthy boundaries. Once again, we're not building a wall down on the south border of the United States. We're not doing that.
We're not building walls. Okay, walls don't allow for exit and entry points. They just up there, right?
Yep.
No,
to infinity.
Right. We are setting healthy boundaries because with these boundaries now, they're actually exit and entry points at your will, at your command, right? So you get to say what goes and what comes, what stays and what leaves. So there's a big difference. Putting up walls and setting boundaries is not the same thing.
Yes, yes, yes. Now, victory of love, I think this actually speaks to what you were asking about earlier, which is about being assertive, which is that you got to follow through with these boundaries that you set up for yourself. Okay? Because even though we know intellectually that people, they can't read our minds.
Right, right.
Okay? But the funny thing is that even though we know that people cannot read our minds, we still expect people to do what we think is in our head.
Right, exactly. Victory of Love got a good question. He said, what if the person says that you're being manipulative? So again, this goes back to what we talked about, right? We are not responsible for people's perception.
No, we're not.
Okay, as long as we are coming from a place of authenticity and we're being truthful and we're being honest and we're expressing ourselves, from these forms of frequencies and vibrations, how that individual receives it, I mean, what we gonna do?
Yeah.
They have free will. So the only thing that matters is that you know where you're coming from. You come from a place of good intent. You come from a place of authenticity. Okay, and you deliver that. And so when you're delivering this message from that place, if they're receiving it in a distorted form,
that's on them.
That's on them. That's what they got on the inside.
Now,
so it's really not much we can do about that.
Yeah. And then you have to keep in mind the definition of insanity, which is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. So if you know that you're being authentic and you're speaking your truth, but then somebody want to flip it on you, aka gaslight you and say, why are you being so manipulative? Why are you being so selfish? That's real arrogant. Like, come on. If you get that same response over and over again, no matter how authentic you say it, or how loud or how soft you say it, and you're still getting that type of response, it may be time to let them just do their own thing.
Yeah. Sometimes we have to know when to let it fold and when to let it go. When enough is enough, right? Know when to fold. I'm sorry. Know when to run. You gotta count. Okay.
Yeah, let's stop. I don't think we don't have the rights to that song.
We can't sing that. We don't own the rights to that song, man. I tell you, 2021 is crazy.
All right. And then last but not least is take one step at a time.
Yes.
Communicating your boundaries takes practice. Okay? Because, if you're not that strong type, and I don't know why Leo came to mind. Oh, Leo's pretty strong.
They're lion. That's the lion energy.
Yeah. So, that just came to mind. Unless you're a Leo, if you're a Pisces like me, you got to take your time.
Yeah.
Okay? You got to take your time and just let people know.
Out there.
You got to start with little small pieces at a time. Something that's not too life-threatening. You got to let people know, like, I like to walk on the right side of the sidewalk. Is that okay with you? No, I'm gonna stay on the right side of the sidewalk. Just like a small thing, nothing that's life threatening or something that's gonna change the whole world. But when you start building up that confidence to actually stand up for yourself, then you can be more assertive and you can demand things because you know that you're worth it.
Exactly. And what I always say is, listen, practice in the mirror. You will be surprised how that mirror builds confidence. Because again, a mirror, this is our reflection.
Yep.
It's literally our reflection. So in the mirror, you get to see all of your expressions. You
Mm-hmm.
know, you get to see and hear all of the words that you're using, how it's coming out. You might fumble. Because to be honest, if you're a person that's used to saying yes,
Mm-hmm.
and you're now trying to do something new, which is to set boundaries, it could feel weird.
Yeah.
It gives you a weird feeling. You feel very selfish. You start, all these things start coming up in your mind. You know, I'm gonna lose friends. Nobody's not gonna like me. They're gonna start saying I'm mean. It's all these things are gonna start coming in your head. And so if you look yourself in the mirror and you try to invent and come up with creative scenarios, or even scenarios that, have you ever told somebody yes, and you really wanted to say no? This is what you do. Because I know you probably got plenty. If you're used to saying yes, you got plenty scenarios. Okay. Go back to those scenarios in the mirror. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of saying yes, okay, say no. And then you probably 9 times out of 10, you know this person. And you know how they would react to you saying something different that they're not used to.
Mm-hmm.
So then you can do the rebuttals in the mirror, go back and forth and practice.
Yeah.
So that the next time that it happens now, you built a little bit of confidence.
Yeah. And you know what? I actually have a little success story on that.
Go ahead.
Because, look, this is where healthy boundaries really helps, right? Because just being a little transparent here, it was very hard for me to tell my mother no. Now that's a big one. I mean, she birthed me. She brought me into this world.
That's mama.
How the hell I say no to my mama? Right. And so it took a while to get up that courage to say no when she wanted to do something. But the other day, she had called me and said that she wanted me to go with her or something of that nature. But I had some things I had to do. I had to get together some presentations, putting together some marketing stuff and things of that nature. So I really didn't have time to leave the house. But for a moment, I was about to cave in and say, you know what? Yeah, I'll ride with you, Mama. We'll go and run errands and stuff like that. But she doesn't need my help in running the errands. She just wanted me to come with her, which I've done before. But in this particular situation, I was like, you know what? I can't do that, Mama. And you know what? My mom didn't even bat an eye on it. She ain't pulled the card. Something like I burnt it. She didn't pull the mama card.
When I die, you gonna miss me.
She didn't pull that card on me. And it's still a lot of respect there. So it is possible.
Yeah, because I mean, sometimes maybe that's probably what you wanted to hear. Because sometimes you call her and ask her, and your mom have no problem saying no.
She got no problem saying no.
Nope, not today. Let me check my schedule. Nope, can't do it today. Nope. And no problems. And you see, sometimes with the people that we have these problems setting these boundaries with, it's just like that.
Yeah.
They'll tell you no in a heartbeat. And then you'll be like, well, hold up. I tell this person yes all the time. But they tell you no all the time, and they feel no ways about it. And then when you try to say no, then it's like, because they're not used to that. But you're used to them saying no. And they know that you're used to it. Right? So you really don't feel bad.
Don't feel bad at all. It's a mutual thing. It's a give and take.
Yeah.
Marcia Pierce said the awesome thing. She gave an awesome demonstration, and you can try this with us if you want to. Okay? Because with any relationship, there should be a give and take.
Give and take.
Okay? Because the give and take is like breathing. It's like when you breathe in, you're taking it in. But when you're blowing out, you're giving away.
Right.
Now, just imagine a situation. Just keep breathing in. Keep breathing in. Keep breathing. Breathe it in. Like, it's uncomfortable.
Passing out.
Right? And then try it the other way. Like, just blow it out. Just keep going. Try to blow it out. Like, it's uncomfortable.
Right. It's right. You can't do it.
But when you breathe,
right.
it's an even flow, like, that's comfortable.
Right.
You breathing in and out.
Exactly.
Your relationship should be like breathing.
Right. A give and take. Just like the type of relationship we got with these trees.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's harmonious.
Yes.
Right? So this is how our relationship should be. It should be a give and take. And we should have understanding to know when someone is not able to do something.
Right.
Right? We shouldn't make them feel bad because they're not doing this. You know, we really should use our intuition and use our connections to see, okay, this person's come from a place of realness. Like we do have the ability to connect if we allow ourselves to connect. Like, I mean, I don't know, maybe my stuff is growing, I don't know. But if someone is thinking about me, I know.
Yep.
Like today I got a call and I was in this room and I was just feeling like really uneasy. I'm like, listen, I gotta go because I need to speak to this particular person. And on my way out the door, they called me. So it's like I felt it. So we are able to connect on different levels if we allow it. Right? Yeah. So you can always know. You can if you want to. Yeah. If you want to, okay? You can know if someone is coming from a place of realness, of trueness, of authenticity. You could tell. You feel it. Yeah. Because these energies, they have different feelings. But if you're not connected to your emotions, which is the energy that is in motions, okay, it's going to be hard for you to detect that outside of yourself.
Then it's going to be even more harder if you don't really know who you are.
Right. So get used to your energies that are in motion. Get used to feeling it on the inside. So when you feel it on the outside, you'll know what it is. You know what jealousy feels like. Yep. You know what anger feels like. You know what fear feels like. Yep. Shoot, dogs know what fear smell like. Yep. Okay?
Yes, they do.
We all know what these things are. But we got to tune in a little bit more so that we can allow it. We can feel it. We can resonate with it. So it's not a surprise to us.
Right. Now, hopefully all of these tips are really helpful in you setting your own healthy boundaries. Okay? Because it's some solid stuff. If you got to go back through and we rewind it and look at it again, definitely do so. But for those who need a little bit of help, which is not a bad thing. Everybody needs help. Hey, we needed help in the beginning.
For sure.
But if you do need help, you can reach out to us and book a session with us. We do have our Let's Talk sessions where we're pretty much going to help you find out what the root issues are and give you some practical steps on taking care of those root issues. And then if you need a little bit longer session, then we can do the intensive session as well. But at the end of the day, what we are really doing in these sessions is helping you figure out what the problem is and giving you some fresh eyes as far as some solutions on how to solve it. Right. But at the end of the day, it's still up to you whether or not you choose to act on it. Now, quite a few people have acted on our advice and they have...
pretty good. They're doing pretty good. B said, love is freedom. This is true.
Yes.
This is true. A lot of people think that the opposite of love is hate, but the opposite of love is actually fear. Okay, it's a whole different frequencies on different spectrums.
Yes. And you are so welcome. Welcome. We thank you so much for bringing this topic up because it's definitely one that needs to be revisited because apparently some people don't respect boundaries in this world.
They really don't. And they'll walk all over you, especially if you're like highly sensitive, if you're an empath. Like we all empaths to a certain degree.
Yep.
But there's some people who are just really super sensitive, right? So for those people, they have a harder time on this planet because they want to help everyone. You know, they want to reach out and touch everyone, like the song.
Reach out and
touch somebody. But, you know, it's nothing wrong with helping people. It's a beautiful thing to help people and stuff like that. But in order to protect your energy and to protect yourself, it's important to set these healthy boundaries.
Yes.
All right. You're not being mean to anyone. You're actually being loving to yourself. And again, if you want to have that love to give to others, you have to first pour it into yourself. You can't pour from an empty cup. You're going to make the other person even more upset, because if I come to you and I'm thirsty and I'm like, can I get some what's in your cup?
See how much is in
and
that
ain't
cup?
Nothing in your cup, you're going to be like, man, what the hell? You even got nothing in the cup to begin with. So you want to pour from your overflow, because what's in the cup is yours.
Yeah.
This is for you. You fill your cup until it's running over, and you let them have the overflow.
Yep.
Okay? So if you want to give to others, make sure you have a whole lot.
Yep. All right. So that is that pretty much covers all of that. Once again, we hope that information was helpful for you. Don't forget that we do have our Instagram page. Follow us on Instagram.
Yes, follow us on Instagram, like us on Facebook, and share our YouTube videos if you can, because they when you are trying to uplift, when you're trying to assist, and when you're really trying to bring the truth forward, it seems like there's certain damn, you can't even say certain words no more. So I don't even know what word to use, what's going to trigger these algorithms.
It's
but
ridiculous.
We've been noticing like there is like our subscribers, there's a really weird fluctuation with our subscribers.
Yes.
So we know that it's some strange stuff happening to our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
But if you guys could share the video, if you're new here and you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe and check to see, because sometimes people get unsubscribed on accident. You know,
where they do that at?
People are getting unsubscribed. They're not getting notifications that we're going live, and it's a lot of weird stuff. You know, we're in some weird times. So if you want to help to support the channel, we encourage you to you can either go to what do we have here? Cashapp. You can send support towards our Cashapp if you like what we do in the content, so that we can keep it going. And also thank you for all of the other people who've been supporting the channel and sponsoring the channel. We do appreciate it, because I'm telling you, the truth has become very unpopular. The truth right now, it's naked, and everybody's used to the truth being covered. The truth is like a naked woman just running around, and everybody is used to that woman with clothes on, hiding and covering everything.
Right.
So now that we have the naked truth, they feel like they got to put clothes on it to tame it down, right? And so that's what we're currently experiencing.
Yes.
Hey, Charlotte, welcome, my beautiful. Welcome.
Yes.
So we're currently experiencing a bit of a suppression because of truth. Okay, and so we are here to really help with this ascension process, to help everyone to love themselves and to love each other. And that I don't know if that's going along with the current hand that's at play.
Yeah.
Because there is a whole other thing that's happening. And so what we're doing, or what other people like us are doing, is not what some entities want.
So just to break it down, so if you don't know, there's so many distractions right now. Okay. Pretty much just about 80% of everything that's on social media is all distractions.
Right.
All of the news is 100% distractions.
Babe, we trying to get back on the algorithm. You ain't even helping. There we go. We're back down at the bottom ball now. I'm trying to get us back on the algorithm. We have to be very mindful of certain words that we say here, because this is why I'm being very selective of the words that I'm trying to say. Here you come. bulldoze. Like,
But let me at least say this: if you are looking for a breakthrough,
there you go.
if you are looking to ascend, if you are looking to upgrade,
Right.
the only way that you can do any of those things and above is going within.
This is a fact. This is true. This is true. We have to turn inward. This is where, you know what? Panic said something. He did a live the other day. He said something that was really, really key and really important. He's like, spirituality is the only thing that's going to save your ass right now. You can't depend on no Jordans. You can't depend on no polytrictors. You can't depend on nothing. Crypto.
Like you can't depend on crypto.
You can't depend on none of these things that's outside of you.
Living off grid is not going to help you.
That's not going to help you.
Becoming a millionaire is not going to help
that's
you.
Probably going to send you in a whole different direction.
Oh, shit.
So spirituality, which is you, spirit. Okay, it's breath. That's spirit, breath.
Yep.
That's you. Okay. So you take that with you. That's you.
Yep.
Okay. Spiritus, spirituality, breath. So inwards. This is the only way out of this madness.
Yep.
Is inwards. You can't depend on none of this charades that's happening right now. It's a lot of charades. And it's a lot of spiritual gurus and spiritual teachers that are being bought out.
They
buying them out, guys.
And they telling people to get the.
They telling people. Listen. Listen, guys. It's a lot of stuff that's happening on the outside.
Right.
When there is a lot of stuff that's happening on the outside, you have to take time to come inwards.
Yeah.
Listen, I took a nap today. I don't take naps.
How you feel after that nap?
Sarah was like, "Oh, look at you. You look so rejuvenated." I was about to say, "Oh, mommy, look at you." Listen, I took a nap. I drank some herbs today. I made me an elixir. I had licorice root. I had it gets up to my baby too. It was licorice root. It was ginger root, fennel, berry root. What else was in there? Burdock.
Yeah, burdock. That's what I was about to say.
And what else I had in there? Some other elixirs, herbs. And I boiled it, I brewed it all together and drank it. And after that, I was just feeling really tired. And I'm like, what is it? But it was a nice tired. It wasn't like a drained tired. It was more like a relaxed tired. So I took my nap, and I felt like I was napping for hours.
Yeah.
But apparently I went to go and see this elder, like high priestess. Both of us went to go see her. And it was really interesting. And she was talking about my garden. And she said something about my pot, because my nice big, it's like kind of orange pot. And she said, because I wrote melon on the pot because I had my melons in the pot, right? So I wanted to know, so I had melon. Those are the only ones that I wrote. I had 3 that I wrote melons on, and I already transplanted them. They're looking nice. And so she was there sitting with us, talking to us, and she was telling this other lady, she was like, look at how she wrote melanin on her pot. And I'm like, I ain't write no melanin on my pot. It's melon. And so she was laughing. She's like, I ain't never seen nobody wrote melanin on their pot before, their flower pot. And so I'm like, you know what? It do kind of look like melanin the way I wrote it on the pot, but it's not melanin. It's melon. And we were all laughing. And she, but there was this other lady that lived in a village. I guess we had our own space. And then there was a village, like a community next to us where we had a lot of people living. And she came out and she was talking to us, and I was getting ready to let her know about this other lady that was over there, and she just was mad for some reason. She stormed out of the community, and the older lady was just looking at her. She was just observing her. And I'm telling the older lady, I'm like, why is she behaving like that? I can't understand her behavior. Like, I don't even know what we did to her. for her to be acting like that. And right when I'm about to, tell her our experience, he came in and he's like, "Dinner's ready, baby."
Yep.
It was a whole. It's so much more to the dream, but that was just a part of it that kind of stood out.
Yeah.
And this from drinking that elixir. Every time I drink them elixirs, I'm telling you, like I go into different places, and I really feel like these herbs or these medicines, they carry information.
Mm-hmm.
Because they have to carry information. When we drink them, we feel better. So they're telling our bodies what to do.
Mm-hmm.
So food is information.
Yep.
Yeah. So that was it. We just rambling right now.
All right. But before we get out, we do have a card for the collective, and we're gonna get into that card, which is dope. Because that actually falls right in alignment with the dream that I had.
Yeah.
And I'll tell y'all about my dream in a second. But is it? Oh, it's working now. Okay.
Oh, it want to work now. It want to work.
So abundance for the collective. Abundance is coming your way.
It's here. Abundance is here, guys.
Yeah.
Tap in. It is here. Man, when I tell you abundance is here, please know. I'm not even going to say believe because that's outdated.
Right.
We know it now. So please know that abundance is here.
Mm-hmm.
Like I went into meditation, started spinning my chakras.
Mm-hmm.
I did a little something the other night on that full moon. We were outside and it was raining. And I did some little womb connection.
Yes.
That feminine energy. And, we had something that we needed to be solved. And baby, it is oversolved.
Yes. It definitely came through.
It is oversolved.
But abundance is definitely coming through because that's where, especially when you really get tapped in and you clear those energies, you clear all of that stuff, that abundance starts coming to you.
Yeah.
But I had a dream last night that...
Go on, Martin Luther King.
Martin Luther King. No, not Martin Luther King, because his dream was...
He's the one that had the dream.
But anyway...
I'm just drinking my tea.
But anyway, we had a dream that Leisha was on the phone with Ralph Smart.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, you told me.
And she was just all buddy with him on the phone. And I was like, she real buddy with him, but oh well. And apparently there was something that was going on where Ralph was having Leisha put in this code that would increase his limit on his line of credit or something like that. And whatever that increase was, he was going to give it to us. And we're talking about he already got millions in the account. So he's going to give us another percentage of those millions. I was like, oh, wow.
All right now.
So abundance is definitely here.
It is here, guys.
Tap into it.
Yeah, and Mex just made a really good point. She said, and know that abundance is not just about money, and you will have some of that too. Facts. Okay, money was invented. Okay, so abundance has been around even before money was here. As a matter of fact, they switched the whole game around, or at least they tried to, because money is actually supposed to be used as a measure of your abundance. A lot of people think when they have money, they have a lot of riches. But the money, like let's say I have 10 pounds of gold. If I have 10 pounds of gold, the money was just to show how much gold I have. Now they just printing stuff. They get what's behind that except the collective consciousness and the collective agreement.
Yeah.
So abundance is love. Abundance is health. Abundance is wealth, like wealth in not just that fiat. It's so much more. In our womb, we have abundance in our wombs.
And we're going into it tomorrow.
All righty.
Yep. If you hadn't booked your ticket for the womb healing class, you still got some time. You can go to the website and sign up for the womb healing part 1 because after going through some of the things we've gone through, there is no way we can do this in one day.
It's a lot of information, so we're gonna have to make it like a series.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's too much to take in one day.
Yes. So just come on and rock with us.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna get into it. We're going to heal these wounds and heal these wounds.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
We're going to clear out the trauma, and clearing out this trauma in the wounds is not something that's just for women.
No,
it's also for men. But hey, it's going to be mostly for the women. Okay, don't get it twisted. But just know, for the fellas who are watching us, you can tune in too.
Yeah, don't be shy. Come on in.
Yes. All right. So with that being said, I think we pretty much covered everything. Yeah, y'all come on to the website. We appreciate it.
Yes, let's say divine relationships are a source of wealth. Absolutely. That is another form of wealth. Love, unconditional love, having relationships that are taking you someplace, aka ships, taking you someplace, not having you to abandon ship in the middle of the ocean, which is emotion, right? Not jumping off the ship because you're drowning in emotions. Okay?
Right.
Or you dock in the middle of some place and you just stuck. You can't go no place because you stuck on one emotion. Okay? So no, not those. No, that is not abundant.
No.
All right? So make sure that if you are stuck in anybody's ship, okay, you have a choice to leave that ship.
Yep.
You don't have to stay stuck on that ship because abundance is here. Just tap into it. All men come through womb, says Alexis. And she says that womb can be healed and men can benefit because of this. Facts. Facts.
Yep.
Where are we going? The destination is for you to decide, my dear. Victory of love. This is for you to decide where you're going. That is your free will. And you utilize your free will to travel that destination in love.
Right.
Don't let nobody take you on no joyride and you don't know where the destination is. All right?
Don't do it. All right, y'all. So with that being said, we're going to rest up because tomorrow we're going to end on this webinar. Definitely come in and join us. Once again, you can go to our website and sign up for that. You got some options to actually help you save some money. So definitely look into that as well. So with that being said, we love y'all. Love you guys. Peace out. And just hold on while I scramble to get the outro going. Love y'all.